So much happened at the weekend. We've got some overreactions to go through as to what might be the case or the results of what happened, if that makes any sense.
Well, there's always a pressure in any league, and so the Premier League's no different. So, you know, when Man United lose, for example, that's the top one. People go to the press conferences, they ask questions. And, you know, we were talking about it last year at the end of the season. Was Solskjaer the right man to take over? The answer has always been for me, no. Clear no. And it's not even a difficult one because he's came from nowhere to manage Man United. Now, the question is now, off the back of a very poor result against Crystal Palace, a Crystal Palace side that started the season slowly, having lost to Sheffield United the week before, and off the back of a performance in the second half at Wolves, it wasn't very good, plus all the penalty nonsense about, well, Pogba can take it and Rashford can take it. So people are saying, is there any leadership? I think all the way through Man United you could talk about that, not just on the pitch. So would it be an overreaction to say he'll be gone by Christmas? I'm going to say it would be, only because, and they could have some bad results, but you know the ones upstairs that dither, that can't make decisions. And yeah, Ed Woodward and his cronies.
Okay.
And so you kind of feel they'll sit in the hands for a while. So I think he's got a bit of time. So I think that might be a bit of an overreaction unless they go like 6 straight defeats and it just caves in. I think he'll survive maybe just after Christmas.
Because it'll be meh.
That'll be a bit like, meh, share price is all right, you know, okay. Soldier on for a bit, we'll sort it out.
Spurs are going to lose to Arsenal next week simply because Arsenal beat Newcastle and Spurs have just lost to them. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, so, you know, the old 80% possession for Spurs, haven't started the season great, but shouldn't have lost the game, but did. Arsenal, I don't see any positivity from watching Arsenal against Liverpool and looking at the results against the Big Six in recent years or recently to say, here's a team that got to the Champions League final last year, all of a sudden Spurs are going to lose to Arsenal. So, it could happen, but to suggest it's going to happen because of what happened last weekend, for me, would be an overreaction.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Every promoted team is going to not go down, they're going to avoid relegation. Because they've all won at least once.
This for me, now I think we're going to be able to hit this no column a little bit, but this is not the one. Because this is a proper overreaction for me, because this is, well, the Premier League teams they've started all right, the promoted teams, and it's a marathon. You know that. You know, we're 3 games into a 38-game season with cup competitions and all. It's going to be a marathon. You're going to have injuries. You're going to have pressure. You're going to have all these different factors. And I think for every one of them to stay up off the back of what we've seen so far in only 3 games is definitely an overreaction, because one of them's going down. At least one of them's going down. So I'm going to put that one in the overreaction.
I do love August optimism, though.
Yeah.
Because it hasn't even rained. Right?
No, and they're all staying up.
Real Madrid finished 3rd again. It took them ages to break down Valladolid.
Yeah.
They finally did, and then they conceded with 2 minutes left because the defending wasn't there again.
No, and you know, there's been a thing in the newspapers floating about again. Jose Mourinho's sitting waiting to see what happens, because, you know, some stuff was rolled out of Real Madrid, as it always did. Zidane didn't get this player and this player, and the transfer window's still open for them. I understand that. You know, the one thing it's a little bit weird, because we spent the whole summer, Real Madrid, trying to toss out Gareth Bale and James Rodriguez, and the two of them played at the weekend, and Bale played the week before. And, you know, I think Real Madrid are a better side with a fit Gareth Bale in the team and playing well. However, it's been clear that Zidane has wanted both of those guys out, and yet they're in the team, which is a little bit strange to me. And then, obviously, Luka Jovic still coming off the bench, and so there's some factors in there that are not right. Atletico Madrid they've had a big change, brought in some really talented youngsters, you know, out with the old guard, in with the new, still getting results. I'm going to say, if you can hit no for me, because I don't think that's an overreaction at all. I think I could clearly see that happening.
Okay. LAFC won't win MLS Cup, even though they're miles ahead in the race for the Supporters' Shield, on the back of another disappointing El Tráfico results, where they failed to beat Galaxy.
I've always got to stop when I hear that, El Tráfico. It's like...
Well, it's because you can't move in traffic.
Well, I know that, but, you know, how can we think of a name to call this game like LA teams, El Tráfico? Oh, it's great, yeah, let's go with that. Bob Bradley's done. Am I being sarcastic? Bob Bradley's done a great job. Clearly, that that newish franchise in there. LFC to won't win MLS Cup
because they can't beat one team. Basically.
No, but I don't think that's an overreaction because. Well, if you're saying it's because they can't beat one team, that is maybe an overreaction.
Right.
But if you're saying they can't win it,
they lost 3 games all year.
Yeah. No, I think that's an overreaction because it will happen sooner rather than later.
Okay.
So I'm going to say overreaction. They can win the cup.
Right,
and they can beat their El Trafico opponents.
All right, so you can take that one over there.
No, that's not an overreaction.
Oh, it isn't an overreaction?
No. Is it? I don't know. I'm confused. We got all the way to the bottom. I'm confused. They won't win it. They will win it. I don't know.
Simple as that.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.